So what the thread we're going to be using, I'm just using a basic thread. This is the Uni in 80 in yellow. Now I've waxed the thread. Now the hook I'm using is Fully Mill. It's an all-rounder, as they call it, size 14, and it's a medium wire. Now I'm coming down to the point of the hook, and we're just going to tie in some rabbit. So this is some rabbit dubbing, a wee touch of UV in it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is make sure there's wax on the thread, plenty of wax. And I'm just going to tap it onto the thread, as you can see, and then I'm going to spin it. You can spin the thread and this will tighten it up. And then we just wind up. It's a very easy way. The wax is causing it to stick. Now you may lose some of the fibre, but don't worry about it, because you want it as sparse. You do want it sparse. Now I'm going to show you what happens when some of it will just come away, but there's enough on there just to give the impression the body and a lot of movement in that. So now I'm going to tie the wing in first. Now the wing, I've got a right and a left. These are mainly the secondary feathers from the snipe wing, which I really like the snipe wing. I'm just going to take this away at the bottom first. It's a very light and soft wing, and it swims well with the fly. And you'll see it's quite light at the tip, especially this one here. So don't worry if they're slightly off, but it's just part of the fly. Now I want it to curve away, not curve in. It gives it a wee bit more movement if you do that. I'm just going to cut a slip away. You can tear it off or cut it away. Sometimes these finer fibres, what I would do is trim them away. Some don't like being pulled off, and this is one of them. I'm just going to take another slip because I think that first one was a wee bit thin. Now I've got the right and the left. I'm just going to lay them. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing here. Side by side. It's just a wee bit too long, too much here. And we tie these in, curving away from one another. So what I'm going to do is set them on the top, just draw back the fibre, tips towards the end of the body, and then fold them. And then pinch and loop a couple of times. See how it's sitting. That's fine. Now trim away. Come in, trim that away. Now leave it at this point. I've got an excess bit of dubbing here, so I'm just going to take it off the thread. Sometimes it'll not come off the dubbing, you've got to just be patient and peel it away. Again, make sure there's wax on your thread. Now I'm going to use this is just a hen neck. This is an Indian hen neck. It's basically, I would class it as like a dark green rose or furnace. Now, take one of the feathers out. I'm going to tie it in by the tip. So basically what I like to do is just get the tip of the hackle, using the hackle pliers. It's easy to grab, get a hold of it, pull it, just draw these back, trim it so that you at least got enough to tie in. And obviously wax your thread, make sure there's plenty of grip. 2 or 3 turns down. And then we're going to wind it on. Just simply turn in front of the other, just work your way down till you're happy. Depends on how good the feather is. Right? If it's a genetic type hackle, there's really some really nice hackles out there. You've not need as many turns, but with a basically cheap Indian neck like this one, you may have to put a couple more turns. Now what I'm going to do here is I've got 2 or 3 turns to catch it in, and then fold it back. Just fold the feather back, and then we form the head with the thread. Just keep things tight. Straight in the whip finish. Just ignoring that at this point. Best to keep the thread tight when I'd rather trim things away once I've tied off, tighten up on the edge of the scissors, trim, cut away, and I'll show you how strong it is. You can take away the hackle, and there we are, and that's a mix. So sort of like Greenmore's blower, if you're going to call it, because of the body. If you tame the body away, then it would just be classed as just a Greenmore's itself. But with a rough light body like that, it's a great combination and works really well. Now, all you have to do is just a wee touch of varnish, and then tap it all the way around. Just take your time. If you can rotate the vise, it's easy to do. Yeah, just make sure the eye's clean, and it is. There we go. And that's the nice wee, it's a good loft fly as much as a river fly. I mean, obviously fish anywhere, this type of fly, and it will represent a few flies on the water, especially the olives. Duns coming off, and it's a good pattern. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. It does help. Basically, it shows that everyone's watching and enjoying the videos. So thank you for watching.